Hi guys, it's your friendly neighborhood reviewer with InToIt Reviews. I was perusing my email today, and I stumbled across the fact that the HIFIMAN HE4XX from Massdrop, or Drop as they're now called, is on sale right now through their warehouse deals for $130. So, is this a deal that you should immediately go out and buy? Let's get into it. So let's get into the 4XX. The build is both good and bad in terms of its qualities. The sliders are a bit stiff, which makes for an adjustment that is difficult. However, once adjusted, they pretty much stay in place forever. The headband could be viewed as kind of flimsy because it doesn't have much padding. But I have kind of a large round head, and this fits my head structure in a manner that is almost perfectly comfortable for me. It distributes weight most appropriately, which is good, because this is kind of a heavy headphone in general. The cups and the yokes of the headphone are mostly made out of a very solid metal. The screen on the side of the ear cups, though, is made of mostly plastic. I should also note that the plastic screen on the side of my left ear cup moves quite easily with very little force applied to it. While a pad change may not be necessary, I would suggest the Dakoni HE Series Elite Sheepskin pads. So why a pad change? Well, in general, the HE4XX is mid-centric and treble forward. Replacing the stock pad with a sheepskin angle pad helps to tame the treble a bit. A cable change is almost required as well, due mostly to the length of the cable being too short for anything other than portable use. I'm unsure how anyone could pull these off as a portable, however, because they're very open and loud to the outside world. I cannot listen to these with other people in the same room as me without annoying the crap out of anyone who's there. I'll leave links to the recommended Dakoni pads and to Heart Audio cables in the description for pad and cable replacements. In case you end up wanting to pick up a replacement cable, I should note that some earlier versions of the HE4XX were built with 2.5mm connectors at the ear cup, but my version and current production models come with 3.5mm stereo jacks at the base of each ear cup. Because of tonality, I found that the HE4XX is best suited for Class A amplifiers. The general warmth of Class A seems to help at achieving the right tone here. The best pairing that I found thus far to date is the Bravo Ocean Hybrid Tube Pre and fully Class A amplifier. Link will also be in the description. With the right amplifier, the presentation and soundstage have an above average amount of spaciousness, separation, sparkle, detail, and clarity, especially for this low price. What you lose out on with these is a significant amount of sub-bass, which some other more expensive planars might have. For example, this is not an LCD 2C or even an Edition XX from HIFIMAN. Bass is definitely rolled off in comparison, but there is sufficient bass and bass detail to make for an enjoyable tuning nonetheless. The 4XX also seems to withstand EQ quite well, if you'd like to add on some bass. What can't be made up for, though, is the lack of dynamics and punch in the bass region. But this is not a dynamic headphone, and if you're not looking for it, it won't be a problem for most people. Instead, there's enough sufficient soft, subtle, and detailed dynamics at play here to appease most listeners. Vocals will be a tad laid back, however, in the mix, especially in comparison to something like a Sennheiser HD600 or even a 650. Overall, the 4XX punches well above its pay grade, especially at previous price ranges of $170 and $180, but at $130, this is a no-brainer. Take the extra money that you save here and invest in some Dakoni pads and a longer, better cable. And I'm out.